As an engineer, I suck at wordle. So I made a bot to solve my wordles for me. I will also answer what is the best and worst starting word based on statistics. The bot can even solve wordles automatically without me touching the keyboard at all. I'll show you how I did it. Theoretically, if I wrote the program and the program solved the wordle, then that means I solved the wordle, right? Let's start by pulling up the IDE and initializing everything. Here's how it's gonna work. We create a list of all the letters in the alphabet for each of the 5 positions of the word. Now we ask for the input of the guessed word, as well as the corresponding colors for each position, where G stands for green, Y stands for yellow, and B stands for black. Based on the color feedback, we can change the possible combinations. In this example, T cannot be in the first position, and we know that the word must include at least one T. If we see a green letter, that means there's only one possible letter for that position. In this example, only R can be in the second position. If we see a black letter, that means that we need to erase that letter from every position of the word. In this case, A and C. Finally, we do the same thing for E as if it's R. Now we know what letters are possible for what position. So we filter out the words that does not match the criteria by going through the word list one by one. We also want to remove the words that have too few or too many of the same letter. In this case, we know that the word must contain at least one T. Now, to make the next guess, we have to narrow down the options. We will use this formula to assign each word a word score. Let's look at an example of how this works. Let's say we have this word list. We take the first word of this list, which is depot, and we see that there's 3 words that have the same letter D in the first position. In the second position, there are 2 words that match. We do this for all the letters. This adds up to 10. Then we divide the total by the number of words in the word list, which is 10 divided by 4, and the word score is 2.5. We just have to find the word score for each word in the list, and we know that the word with the highest word is our best next guess. But now we have a problem. If we ended up like this in this situation, with swore, scorn, shorn, and sword, the word scores are very similar and each word is equally likely to be the answer. So what we want to do is count how many of each letter appears in the word list. In this example, W appears twice, N appears 3 times, and so on. We want to find a word that matches most of the possible letters of the word list, with the letters that appear more often with more priority. By calculating the sum of the value of each letter, we know that the word with the highest value will be the best guess to eliminate the letters. In this case, it is winch. Let's see how the bot compares to the AI. I'll do the wordle unlimited first, then input the answer to a custom wordle for the AI. I started with slate since that is the best starting word. We got 2 green letters, and that is enough to narrow down to just 23 words. Shark matches the most remaining words, and it is a very good guess, and a very lucky guess because it is the answer. Now let's see how the AI does. Mr. GPT, do you know how to play Wordle? Yes. Okay, great. So I told ChatGPT to give me a starting word, and it gave me hello. Not the best word, but it works. Its second guess is world. No, ChatGPT, the word does not contain L or O. Flask. The word does not contain L. Snack. Alright, that works. What's your next guess? Spoke. What are you doing? The A was in the right spot. Spicy. Now where is the A? Spend. Where is the A? Spear. No, the A is in the third position. Snack. Did you just repeat your last valid guess? Never mind, I give up. ChatGPT is apparently not very good at Wordle. Let's try to do it with a proper AI that is trained to solve Wordles. It started with the word soar, then it did chant to find the other letters quicker. It narrowed it down to sharp and shark, and got a little bit unlucky in the endgame. Back to me, we always start with slate, then we have fever. Now we are down to 13 words, and the top word turns out to be the answer. AI's turn. It went with soar again, and then tend to check where the E is. It went with from to check the letters, and finally solved the wordle with Mary. My turn, slate, then golly. Now we've already narrowed down to 4 equally likely words. After field, we have found the F and solved the wordle in 4 tries. AI's turn. It started with the sword again. It went for Linty, then Dolly. Now it has found the OLLY combination and went for the first letter with champ, then goths, when it finally found the F and solved the wordle. For the 4th game, we went with slate, not very lucky, but Mary reduces it to only 4 choices and accurate solves the game. AI went with sword, then Maria to test where the A is, and then found to test where the remaining letters are, and finally solves it in 4 tries. Finally, I did slate, birth, then it's down to 2 options. I took a guess but got unlucky, and finally got the word in 4 tries. AI did soar and tying, and got the T 1 guess behind me. It went with birth, then firth, and finally mirth. So the other day I was solving wordles non-stop consecutively, and I thought, why don't I automate this whole process using code? So I built a variation to the program and added some modifications. I used the PY Auto GUI module to control my keyboard, as well as to check the color of the tiles on the screen. This means that it requires no user input because it can check the input by itself. If it types in a word that is not in the Wordle's word list, it will try another word. Here's a 1-minute montage of it auto-solving wordles with 4 times speed. So here's a big question. What is the best Wordle starting word? I picked out 10 of the most commonly used words, as well as some of WordleBot's suggested words. I tested each one out by using the bot on Wordle Unlimited for 1,000 words each. And I recorded how many guesses each game took. I calculated the win rates, as well as the average number of steps required to solve the Wordle. Since 1,000 Wordle games are entirely random, there will and there are repeat games. So I made another variation to the program that allows the bot to play a game of Wordle against every word 1 time. There are 2,315 words in the Wordle dictionary, and I did this for each of the 10 words. If you are curious about the data, you can pause the screen now. The results are very simple. The words that go for the vowels are not good at minimizing the number of steps at all. Audio and ado is at the bottom of the list. Although humans naturally prioritize finding the vowels first, both audio and ado contains U and D, which are very rare letters. A better alternative if you want to solve for vowels is row 8, which is higher up on the list, because it has the A something E ending, and it matches a lot of words. But by far the best starting word is slate. It contains the most common letters S, L, and T, and the positions these letters are in matches a lot of the words in the dictionary. Slate is the best starting word in both playing 1,000 random words as well as playing every single word in the dictionary. So there you go, slate is the best starting word in Wordle. Now I have proved that I am better at Wordle than AI, and I'm a better engineer than New York Times. so my friends can no longer bully me for being bad at Wordle. Don't forget to subscribe on your way out, and peace.